Hi everyone, welcome to EdYoda Alumni Talks, and this is your host Rishabh Chatterjee. Today we have a very special guest here with us, which is Bhavya. So welcome Bhavya.
Hi everyone. Thank you,
And
Rishabh.
Bhavya, we all want to know in which company you have got placed.
Actually, currently I am in Microland Limited in Bangalore.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And what is the job role?
Actually, I am a senior software engineer there, and I'm in basically the automation team that works with Ansible and Python majorly. So we
Awesome,
automate
great.
the scripts.
And from EdYoda, which program did you do?
From EdYoda, I took a program in which I learned Python, Django, data structure, and database.
Okay,
I
so
had
this
this
was the
program.
data science program, right?
Yeah, right, data science program.
Okay, great. And like, how was your reaction like when you got to know that you have got placed?
Well, I was very happy for that because I struggled a lot earlier. Eventually, I was after my college ended, I went to TCS. But due to some reasons, I was not enjoying my job basically. I was a database administrator there in operations. So I decided to quit there. So once I quit, after that, COVID came. So that time was really hard for me. I couldn't get a new job basically. And what I actually found was I needed to upskill my skills also, update my skills also. So at that time, I was looking for something that could help me out with the job because at that time when I was giving interviews, it was not getting cleared somehow. And eventually, COVID was also there, so that was a difficult time. So through my friend, I found out about the EdYoda. So I joined EdYoda then, and it was really a very helpful platform for me because once I joined EdYoda, I got a relief in myself that yes, somewhere I'm gonna get placed, and at a good place I'm gonna get placed. So the EdYoda's program was superb for me. It started from basic, though I was a person with no development background. I had the idea of languages, but I would say even if a person has no idea about any programming language or any technical knowledge, they can also get a very well base from EdYoda. That's for sure, I would say. When I also started from EdYoda, I obviously had the idea of things like database and languages and everything. But even though they have started from the basic, they have made that foundation. They gave EdYoda actually the teachers, the mentors gave us the codes to write the code to practice in a way that even a person has idea or not, they build their base very nicely and very properly. EdYoda helped in that. And once the program got finished, there were quizzes and there were even exams that we had to clear properly. There was we had to make. I think I made 2 to 3 projects. So that also helped me to mention those projects in my resume. So those projects gave me a chance to highlight something in my resume because I didn't had that much projects earlier. I haven't worked on in development area. So yeah, it would have helped me in all these ways. And even once the course got completed, they Yoda guided me in a very well way how to proceed for an interview too, because just studying is not enough. So yeah, how the personality development, how we need to give the interviews, how we need to talk to them, how we need to give them the answers, everything was explained by EdYoda mentors so very well. It helped me a lot. I eventually gave the interviews one by one, and right now I am at such a happy place, and I'm so happy with my job, with my work, with the team I am in, with the company I am in. It's just because of the EdYoda, and I really thank EdYoda almost daily about this. That yeah, I am at a very better place because of EdYoda.
So coming to next question, which is, how was your family's reaction like?
My family was super happy because they knew how bad I was struggling before I didn't join EdYoda before that. So yeah, they were fine that yeah you do it, and they saw me like I was actually like studying with EdYoda like the way I used to in my college times. So they also saw that EdYoda itself they put there so much for a person. It like yeah they put EdYoda puts a lot in the students and their students, they help them a lot. I used to tell my parents like, yeah, I had a doubt right now, and I had questioned them, and they answered me. Like, yeah, they were available 24/7 every time. So my parents were super happy that, yeah, finally I have got a job finally, because they saw me struggling for almost a year and a half.
Now, how long has it been working in this company?
It has already been a year. In September, it's been a year working in the company.
Great. So how is the experience like now you are working in tech industry?
Yeah, it's superb. Like, I really wanted to work in the development area, and right now I am working with using Python and Ansible and database and everything. And as I said, the company is great, the team members are great. I'm at the happy place right now. I'm actually at my happy place.
And was there something like before we actually start working, there is something that we think, and once we start working, like it's not like that. In reality, it's different. Was there something that you felt actually now since you have been working for so long?
Yeah, earlier actually I used to think like what we study might not be usable that much in our actual office work. But actually, what I found was like I used to think, yeah, like what we study in college, it doesn't help that much, or it might help that much. I was not sure about it. But yeah, after I studied in whatever I studied in EdYoda, it made me realize that actually in EdYoda, for my Python skills, basically, my base was so clear that still I use that base. Still, it has not gone to that advanced level somewhere. I use Python at the basic level, and it's so clear in my mind right now that the same I'm using in my job. And yeah, earlier I used to think that it might be a difficulty to understand something, but yeah, while once I joined EdYoda, Python was also new to me. So the same way when I joined my company, Ansible was new to me, but I could grab that because I had that journey with EdYoda also to grab new things, to learn new things.
And any tip you would like to give to students who are just maybe getting placed and going to be joining a company?
Well, for them, I would just say that listen to your manager and what they require, and do study on a daily basis. Summarize what you're working upon, and do check upon your studies once in a while, so that get your concepts brushed up. Because once we start working, we somehow forget the past what we have learned, but somewhere it helps a lot. So yeah, keep brushing up on your concepts, whatever you are learning and whatever you do, and keep learning. Never stop learning. It helps you a lot. Whatever you the field you are, you need to keep learning daily.
So once you started working, was there any time that you felt there was a challenge that was becoming difficult or feeling this is becoming a little bit tough?
Honestly, not actually. Until now, everyone has been helping out with me in a great way in my office. So yeah, as I said, initially while learning Ansible, it was a quite difficult time for me because it was very new for me. I had no idea about these things, but parallelly, I had idea of Python, so it helped me out somewhere to understand and to learn things. So yeah, just the solution was one thing: study and practice. That I have learned from EdYoda even, that when you study on a constant basis and be consistent in your studies and practice, you learn. Eventually, you learn things.
So this is a work from office role or work from home role?
Since I have joined from COVID time only, so it's the work from home right now. But yeah, in some time, it's gonna be work from office too.
Now we'll be going little bit flashback. We want to know from where are you and where did you do your schooling and education from?
Okay, so I'm from Indore, Madhya Pradesh, and I have done my schooling and college from the same place. I have done my schooling from Chamili Devi Public School in Indore. From third to 12th, I was there, and then after my 12th, I did engineering from Sri Vaishnav Institute of Science and Technology, itself from the Indore only. 4 years engineering.
So one thing I want to know, like in 12th, were you sure that you want to do engineering only?
Yeah, from once I took the science stream, I knew that I have to do the engineering, computer science engineering.
And like in let's say before 10th, what like there are some times that we want to become something. Was there something that you had in mind that I want to become this when I grow up?
Not actually. What I always aspired to be was a dancer, but
Okay.
nothing extra than that. Otherwise, I have always been in studies. from starting. So yeah, it was clear that I'll be taking science stream and I'll be doing engineering. That was clear in my mind from starting.
In engineering, like, did you have anything that I want to do this particular branch?
Yeah, it was computer science.
Okay, that was fixed.
So I went. Yes, that was fixed.
Okay. So you took computer science only?
Yeah, I took computer science only.
Okay, great. So at that time only you had like interest that I want to do programming, I want to do coding.
Yeah, looking at the other streams, electrical, mechanical, what attracted me was computer science, coding. It was something that I liked because after 10th also, because I had in my summer vacations after 10th, I started with learning C++ actually. So yeah,
Okay,
I
after
like that
10th.
coding part.
After
Yeah,
10th
after
you are
10th,
saying. Okay.
yeah, after 10th in summer vacations, once before the 11th schooling was getting started, I started with learning C, C++ at that time of the year. So I somewhere got fascinated with the coding languages. So it was clear that I had to take computer science.
And like when you were learning this, you were like finding it interesting, you want to do more. Was it like that?
Yeah, yes. I always find coding interesting rather than getting into electricals and mechanical. I have always thought coding is something that I would continue with. I would do.
Okay. So engineering, you studied computer science. During engineering, like were you also like on your own studying some more programming, something else also?
No, actually, during my college time, I didn't study something extra. Like, eventually, we have the courses, so right. So we do C, C++, we learn Java. So we did a project in that itself. So nothing other than that. I didn't learn any new language from other than what we had in the course.
Mhm. But overall, like how did you find your engineering journey? It was smooth?
Yeah, it was smooth for me. Engineering
Okay.
journey was smooth for me.
ठीक है. So your engineering is done. After that, like were you applying for placement jobs or how was it like?
Yeah, it was my campus placement. I was placed in TCS after
Hmm.
my school after my college during the fourth year when the fourth year started in itself the college the campus placement held and I got placed in TCS for the first time. The first company that would come in our college was TCS, and at the time only I got placed.
So like the getting into the TCS process, like was it easy or did you find it difficult?
It was actually easy for me because the CGPA they wanted that I had that CGPA, so I had to not give any written exam, nothing. Just one round, 2 rounds held for me. One was interview and one was HR round. So it was smooth. TCS placement was very smooth for me. But after that, in TCS, I was not. It was not. Once we get the placement from the college, so we are not sure what stream we are going to get in
Okay.
TCS in office. So I went into operations. So there was a place I found that I am not made for this operations, but yeah, I had to complete my 1 year in TCS. So that's why I continued to completing that. Then I quit from TCS.
So this was like completely non-technical.
Yes, yes, it was completely non-technical. It was like just maybe you could use a database knowledge, but not that we had. I had idea about in my college time. So it was a very different stream and a stream which I didn't found interesting for me. The stream might be interesting for many people. Operations is also a very good field actually, but for me, I didn't find it that much interesting to work in. Like I'm finding happiness in doing right now what I'm doing is more satisfactory right now rather than what I did in TCS.
So 1 year you spent here. After that, like what was that point you felt like, okay, this is enough. I now need to change.
I already knew that I have to change. I was just waiting for my 1 year to get completed
Hmm.
because we have a bond with TCS. We get a campus placement, so we get a bond for 1 year. So I
Okay.
had to complete that year. So
Hmm.
I was very well clear that once I complete the year, I have to leave TCS. At that time, I tried for other companies too, but since I had my background with operations and I had to go into the development, somewhere I knew that I have to learn something for this. I have to get certifications for this, and yeah. So this way, so once firstly, I tried myself only to get into some interviews, and if I could crack some interviews in that way only by studying myself, But later on, I realized that this is not just enough because a year has been passed and I have not been in development. I have not been in technical field right now. So yeah, so that's when my friend suggested me to join EdYoda. And the best part was it was EdYoda is in Bangalore, but the best part was that we could do this online rather than going there. So yeah, that's why I joined EdYoda since it was online. Everything went online, studying and things.
So I want to know, like, development. You knew that you want to go into development, but in development also, like, there are a lot of things that you can do, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of things. That's right. And even I didn't expect it the work that I am working in right now. But what I see myself is I am enjoying my work. So I'm gonna continue with this only. I'm gonna upgrade my skills in this only. What I'm learning right now.
So now we want to know, like, how did you actually, you told that from one of your friend you came to know about EdYoda, but we want to know a little bit more details, like what were you searching for, like what were the problems that you were facing when you were searching for a program?
Actually, eventually, when I was trying for getting into the interview, so I was not getting any calls. So, and one or two calls if I got also, so it didn't got clear, and the interviews went very bad actually, and it made me realize that I need to grow up my skills more, update my skills more. So yeah, of course, I did certifications from Udemy and one or two more platforms like that. But what I realized eventually that, and when while we give the interviews, these certifications is something that everyone does. What's that extra in it? Was something asked by me in several interviews. That what extra knowledge I have, or like they for them, it's like that Udemy and these certifications are fine. But what's something authentic, more authentic, something that we could feel that yeah, you have done something like that. So at the time when I discussed this with my friends, so one of my friends told me about EdYoda, and eventually what I found after EdYoda was also like I know that, and at the end, when the program was getting ended, EdYoda made us do the video. It made us make the video on YouTube. So for my two projects, there are videos also on YouTube. So this is something that I think that interviewer has also seen that there is something physical they have done. We had a Git ID. So on Git we had the link. So in Git we have those projects also. So somewhere at a point what I realized was that interviewer needs something physical to see other than the knowledge that we have in our mind. They actually want to see something physical that we have created, that we have made, so that they get that confidence from us that yeah, they can work. They just don't have that knowledge just after the reading knowledge, but they have also implemented it, have used the knowledge somewhere. And yeah, Yoda made me make I think 2 to 3 projects actually, and at the end have we have made a demo for that project and a video for that, even explaining a project, what it is doing and everything. So yeah, Yoda helped me like in this way actually.
So I want to know, like, when you were applying for jobs on your own, like, what was one thing that you were feeling like, because of this I'm not getting selected?
Like yeah, as I said, like the major reason that I felt that I wasn't getting selected was the same, that they saw my knowledge, but they didn't see anything physical that could prove that I have this knowledge. So the projects that I have made, they could see those projects, they could see those videos, the videos links we had given in the resume itself. So maybe they have gone through those, or they have my resume got longer actually, more knowledge was more stuff was there to fill up in my resume. So yeah, that was a major thing, and I feel this very strongly. In fact, that though we have a lot of knowledge, we studied a lot, we learned a lot of things, but for an interviewer, it's required to show them something physical, something code, some solid code, some solid physical thing that to make them feel that yeah, we actually have done this work, and it's just not we've just not googled on internet the top 20 questions for Python that interview asks and just learn that. We have knowledge beyond that. So this I feel helps this EdYoda platform to make yourself, and it makes you do so much of assignments, so much of projects, so that confidence. In fact, we have that confidence. In fact, that might the interview see that no, really that person has actually done the work have practiced the code, they know the code, they know the concepts.
And how did your friend come to know about EdYoda?
I think my friend came to know through EdYoda through the sites actually, maybe through
Okay.
Instagram or something like that. Attending a class is a very small part of your learning actually. Attending, you have attended class, you have made the notes, everything is fine. But unless you don't practice, you don't if you don't practice and practice and practice, you will never know what you studied and why you studied. To get a better understanding of why you studied this, practice is very much important. While we practice, we get the questions to ask.